Hey everybody, welcome to Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here live at the NTRP Happy Hour Networking event, which precedes the event tomorrow. We are coming to you live at the Lava Cantina, which is in Fuego, out here at the Colony. This is awesome. We got music going on. We're joined by board members from NTRP, and kicking us off, Carrie Hatfield from Ayers. Hey, Carrie, how you doing?
I'm good, Ben. How are you today?
I'm awesome. I mean, the weather's amazing. The people are amazing. There's music happening. I'm not in the office right now. I mean, life is good.
Life is good. Life is good. It's beautiful here at the Grandscape in the Colony, too.
We are so blessed to be here. Get in the comments, check in, let us know who you are, where you are, give your company a shout out. If you've got questions about NTRP events, that's North Texas Relocation Professionals, let us know. If you've ever been out here to the Colony and to the Grandscape area out here, it's pretty beautiful. Give us a shout out. Any recommendations for dinner are welcome as well. I'm taking my team out after this. We got people checking in today. We've got Carrie Hatfield from Ayers, as I said. We got Mark Waller from A1 Freeman. We've got Aaron Flores from Southbound Relocation, Sherelle Kilgore from Premium Mortgage, and Patience Hawley, Madam President herself, from Impact Group, coming to us as well. People are checking in. Andrew Walker from EY. Hi from Dirty Jers. What up, Andrew? Look at this. I love when people have a sense of humor out here. Adam Sotelo, we live on location, y'all. Tell me what you think of the setup. Yo, the set is great. What do you think of the setup, Carrie?
I think it's wonderful. We couldn't have asked for better weather, but the setup here is just great. And we're going to have a great time tonight. So everybody come out.
Yes.
Lava Cantina.
Yeah, get your behinds out here and have some fun with us here. This is great. Yeah, shout out to super producer Adam. We got out here on site and was making things happen today. We got the Glomo team in the house as well. Adrian Grimes here on set with us. Excited to be here. Looking forward to seeing everyone. Rhiannon Brown, also from my team. Super excited about this one. Happy to be able to watch live from Dallas. Riri in the house. All right. From DC. Came all the way from DC. Who's going to be our furthest traveled attendee, do you think? Where do you think we're going to pull from today?
I don't know. If you said Washington, D.C., that may be the
That's
winner.
pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yes, we could have Michigan.
Yeah, those Michiganders like to get down here.
Yeah, Carolyn Palafox with Rocket Mortgage coming from there. So
those Ohioans get down here too.
Yeah, we're going to have a good crowd. So I don't know. Good contest. We'll have to see who wins.
Yeah, for real. We should give out a little award for that. Adrian saying haywire tonight for dinner. You ever eat haywire?
Oh my word, haywire is wonderful.
What is haywire?
It is a restaurant, but it's just right up the road a little bit.
Okay.
But yes, it's a good one. But we have Portofino's right next door, and it's the hot dog place that's so popular, and there's a line always around the building. So anyway, maybe if you get there early or go late,
for our Chicago people, they're Portillo's Chicago dogs over here in the parking lot as well.
Yes.
Speaking of hungry, Move for Hunger's in the house here. Megan O'Malley checking in from Dirty Jers also. Pam Metzger. Hey, Carrie, great to see you there. My company is WK Real Estate in Colorado, but I'm currently here in Austin.
Hello, Pam.
Hey, look at that. And you too, Ben. I'm always an afterthought next to you, Carrie.
Well, sorry about that.
You know, look at you. Bring them out.
We're a team.
Sherelle saying, woohoo. Did I do that right? Woohoo! Getting it started here. Now, Carrie, you serve on the board of NTRP, is that right?
Yes, I do. I am responsible for sponsorships.
Oh, and so that kind of makes all this happen, in a way.
It so makes this happen. And every year we get more and more sponsors, and we're just so impressed and so grateful and so thankful to everybody who donates, because it does allow us to not only do great events like this, but to also donate to really great causes that we are involved with. And so it's a great team of folks we have here in the Dallas area.
Yeah, I got to tell you, and as someone who served as the sponsorship chair last year on the board, I have to thank you for all the hard work you do raising those sponsorships, because
welcome.
The scholarship committee really enjoys giving away that money.
Well, you should. Boy, that's one of my favorite days, is when those scholarships are given out to those kids who've relocated and have a fun story to tell. And then it just kind of, tells us how important it is that we do a good job. It comes full circle.
For sure. And we got people checking in the comments. Hit the like button. Let us know what you're doing, what you're thinking. If you got questions for Carrie, let us know, or any of the NTRP board members. Richard Majewski says, hi, happy hour people. Every hour is a happy hour on Love and Relo.
5 o'clock somewhere.
That's right, it is. It's 5 o'clock on the East Coast. We started a little later today.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's all right. We'll catch up.
Yeah, we'll catch up. That's right. That's right. Now, Carrie, you've been on the board for a while here. Tell me about your history with NTRP.
Yes, I have to say I've been involved with NTRP for over 30 years.
Wow.
Been different board positions off and on over the years, but it's been a lot of fun. I was actually a part of Texas Relocation Network as well, and due to COVID, that organization decided to fold, and then we just blended in here with NTRP.
Now, how did that work? I'm really curious because I heard about Texas Relocation Network,
Yes.
right? And what was that conversation like, and how did that kind of come together, and what was the thought process behind that?
We complemented each other. You know, we worked together to make sure our meetings didn't overlap, so everybody could come to both.
Right.
And then, so it was really
were the meetings like one and then the other? Like, so you come into town, you can hit them.
No,
Oh, okay.
Different times,
Different
actually.
times,
Different times. Yes, but and TRN had been around for years as well. But we just realized there, you know, during COVID, it was just too hard to get everybody to, you know, come to Dallas for one meeting, more or less, too. So we just realized we needed to join together. So we did, and it was great because most of us were a part of both organizations anyway. So but it helped us grow NTRP a little bit, and so here we are today, stronger than ever, and continuing to do great things, not only as a part of, you know, worldwide ERC, but also here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Now, how has NTRP grown? You said you've been involved with this group in one form or another for 30 years. What has that evolution been like? Give people an idea of the growth.
Oh my gosh, it's been very interesting. So in the beginning, it was really
in the beginning,
it was a small group of people. It really
Yeah.
was. But we had a variety. Like at the time I was working like at Frito-Lay, so I was coming, and then the service providers were coming, and a lot of the people that are here today were here then too. So it's been fun because we've all, you know, stuck around and we haven't gone anywhere. But over time, we've added more and more, and we've gotten more service providers in the door, but we've also gotten a lot more corporate folks to come to our meetings. So, and that's our goal, is to just continue to bring content that really draws the interest for both the service providers as well as the corporations in town.
And I want to ask you about that because you said you were at Frito-Lay. So what was that kind of evolution in your career like? And then I've got a follow-up question about that.
You got it. So actually, I'll make it quick. I started out as a relocation appraiser out of college with a real estate degree, Texas Tech Red Raiders, and came here to Dallas and was doing appraisals, but then the market crashed in the 80s. And so I lost my job. But I was doing relocation appraisals for relocation companies. So I thought, gosh, I'll just go work for one of them, which I did. And that's how I started my career in this industry. And then I worked for RMC for a few years. And then I went to work at Frito-Lay for 9 years, I guess.
Wow.
And then came back over to the RMC side. So I've had both sides of the fence.
Yeah, really cool. So how do we, you know, you've talked about how we're working on growing our corporate attendance, right?
Yes.
You know, what is really key to bringing those folks out and making it a valuable experience for them?
It's content, right? It's got to be, you know, speaking of some topic that, you know, is going to be helpful to them, and also doing these corporate roundtables so that they can meet maybe even before our meeting, and they can all have a neat little private roundtable just with corporates only, and then join us for the rest of the meeting. So we're just kind of changing it up and making sure the content is there.
And I've noticed even in the last probably 2.5 years since I've been coming to NTRP events, since I moved to Texas, I've seen that emphasis and I've seen the fruits of that coming about. And every time I look at the roster of who's registered, I see new corporate names. I see a growing corporate base. I see some really big name companies as well. It's really impressive, the corporate base that Dallas has.
It is, and it just grows every day, right? You can't look in the news and not see another company bringing their headquarters here. So we're just trying to stay in front of those people and letting them know we're here and we're a resource and we're happy to help.
Yeah, I love it. And can y'all hear the music going on here?
Party.
I see everybody. We got an audience here. Everybody's like dancing and bopping and like getting down here. If you've got any requests, if you want to put them in the comments here, there's a song you want to hear, just shut up and dance with me. You know, put it in the comments and let me know what you're thinking out there. We got people checking in. Sherelle says, thanks so much for all that you do for our relocation community in Texas. Carrie. Super cool.
Oh, thank you. You're very welcome. And my daughter's getting married, and I got to pick a song, and I picked "Shut Up and Dance."
Did you
yes,
really?
I did. So that is the song I picked to make sure.
I love it. And are
Yeah.
you dancing to that song with someone?
I am not. I'll just be out there dancing. But
Just dancing?
anyway, yeah, that song
Just
gets
telling
me up and
everybody to
going.
shut up and
everybody,
dance.
come on out. Let's dance.
That applies
and we'll
to
do
everyone.
the same tonight. But yeah, anybody in the Dallas area, come on out and join us. It's going to be a fun evening. And then come tomorrow to our meeting as well.
So question, I know people had to register for this, but it was also free, wasn't it?
Yes, it's so free. Yes.
So I mean, free, free is a
well,
really great price point for
exactly.
people.
So why not come on out?
So can people still like come out and crash the party if they want to?
Of course they can come crash the party.
I'm getting nodded. I'm getting head nods. So if you're watching this
Lava
right now,
Cantina,
get your rear end down here.
in the colony. Come on out.
Grandscape in the colony, Lava Cantina. Mike Falia checking in from SoCal. Mike, get on that private jet and get on out here.
Yeah.
Mike's got a question. What is the drink of choice this evening? Well, Mike, I've got a virgin water on the rocks right now I'm working on, but hopefully that changes soon. Mike, give me a suggestion. First rounds on Mike Falia. I've got him on a net 15. Just, Mike, what's the drink? What are you buying me tonight, Mike? Put it in there, and we'll get that taken care of, Mike. I promise you that. I'll drink anything but Malort and Jaeger. Next, Chris Murphy. Hi, been unable to make it this time, but love NTRP. Have fun, Chris. I'm gonna do my best.
Hey, Chris Murphy.
Yeah, I love when people tell me to have fun. That's like telling water, stay wet.
I know, exactly.
You know, goodness gracious.
I know, like you're not gonna have fun.
Thank you for the encouragement, Chris. I appreciate it. Richard says, what's the hot topic content this year at the roundtable, would you say? Any changes since last year, Carrie?
I think immigration is still a hot topic and people want to know about that. And the remote work. The remote worker is still very popular, and, you know, the world around tracking that and keeping up with everybody. So still one of the topics.
Immigration seems super hot. I agree. People ask me all the time, is global mobility a growing industry? And I say, well, gosh, honestly, the relocation aspect doesn't feel like it's growing, but there's certain aspects, and immigration is one that the first one I named. And the second one I kind of talk about is this whole business traveler thing, right?
Yeah.
And compliance around that. And then I guess as a tangential aspect to that is the whole EOR, PEO, work from anywhere, but how do we do it in a compliant way?
It's complicated, and you can't just live anywhere due to insurance reasons and tax reasons. And so, you know, it seems so easy to do when COVID started, but, you know, a lot of problems came out from that, you know, and so, you know, they've learned they have to get more rules around that.
Rules.
And looking for policies and things like that to make it easier to track and keep up with everybody. But it's hard. Gosh, it's you know, an interesting topic, and it's not going away anytime soon.
Well, you know, it's nice, though, that there's an infusion of growth in our industry as well, right? So things like home sale, yeah, that's real challenging right now. Gosh, our mortgage provider, I mean, that's real challenging right now.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that there are things that are popping up that are growing as well, other segments. And I also feel like, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this too, Carrie, it feels like global mobility remains an area and has been elevated to an area and remains an area of strategic importance within organizations over the past 2-3 years, you know, really since I'd say Brexit, right before COVID. You know, what are your thoughts about that, the strategic importance of global mobility within your client companies?
I definitely see it that way. And I see that they're able to get more stakeholders at the table for certain meetings and things than they've ever had before. So it is becoming known, and realizing that there does need to be some support, you know, from the top down to make the program work properly. And so, you know, it's easier to get stakeholders from a variety of different departments now to come together to help a global mobility team run their program.
Carrie, I could talk to you for hours about the
you
strategic importance of global mobility and stakeholders and such. This has been a lot of fun. I see some really good drink recommendations coming in the comments, so please keep those coming, because I've got a couple votes here, so keep those coming, and we will get those flowing by the end here. Carrie Hatfield from Ayers, thank you so much for being on.
You're welcome, Ben. Thank
awesome.
you.
And we've got Mark Waller coming to join us from A1 Freeman. I like to say Mark is, give him a warm round of applause. Mark Waller, everybody. I like to say President Emeritus here, former president of NTRP most recently, before you passed the baton there to the Honorable Patience Hawley. So, Mark, how's it feel to be here today, Mark?
It feels great. It feels great. I was glad to be on your show. It's a real honor to be here, and I'm looking forward to talking a little bit of NTRP.
Well, we got a lot of fan mail after Bruce appeared, frankly, and said we could have had a better Waller. And I took that to heart, and it's just I put it on the wall, and I said one of these days, we're gonna do that.
Get the other Waller on.
Yeah, the better Waller is what I like to call it. No, I'm just kidding. We love Bruce. We love Bruce. But Mark, you're in the moving business.
Yes.
How's the moving business shaping up these days?
Moving business is very strong. It's very strong. Yeah, it has been, since we came out of COVID, the demand just shot up dramatically. Capacity was down. Prices have gone up. The business has been really good. 2021 was a difficult year because of the lack of capacity, but we made that up in 2022, and 2023 is shaping up to be another strong year. So,
how are domestic moving volumes? I know that there was a big pop coming out of COVID. Things paused during COVID. Then there was this big pop coming out of COVID, and then as it subsided, I know home sales have been kind of gunked up a little bit. What are you seeing this peak season shaping up to look like?
We're seeing peak season fill up very, very nicely. We're expecting a peak season similar to 2022.
To 2022, wow.
Yeah. We've had a soft winter, but we're expecting a very strong summer. Now, coming out of that, we're not really quite sure what to expect because of the GHC, the Global Household Contract.
Such a good point. The Global Household Goods Contract, which really starts to take effect in the fall. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
You want to tell people just a little bit about that? Because that's a major domino that's falling right now in the moving industry that will impact relocation across the board.
It will impact relocation. That contract has been, previously you had multiple transportation carriers that booked military business, the largest household goods customer in the world.
Yeah, and like $3 billion a year in business.
And now that contract has been awarded to one entity. And with the change in that contract, I mean, it's literally there's some businesses that have been in the military side of the business for decades that are going to close their doors. I mean, it's going to have that kind of impact. So the pricing is going to be affected. It's going to change a lot of things. And we're trying to figure out exactly what that is and how our strategy is going to be moving forward. But it's a big deal.
How do you think it's going to impact pricing for non-military business? We have a lot of folks on here from the corporate space. And of course, we're all consumer customers of moving from time to time. This is in the military, but will it have an impact on the corporate pricing, do you think?
I don't think so, and here's why. I think that the impact on the pricing is going to make the military side of the business look a lot more like the current corporate side of the business. So the demand for the military business, I don't think will be the same as it was in the past. There may be companies wanting to get more into the corporate space, which could drive pricing down a little bit. I really don't know what to expect.
I agree with you, and put it in the comments too. If you have an idea here, what do you think is going to happen in the moving business? What do you think is going to happen with pricing? What is the impact of the Global Household Goods Contract, the $19 billion contract that was awarded to Home Safe Alliance and their subsidiary partner companies, if you will? I want to know what your thoughts are. What impact does that have? There's one thing that's for certain, and that's what Thomas Law is talking about. Mark Waller is a rock star, and that's certified right there. Got the platinum plaques. Sherelle saying Mama Waller raised some great kids. God bless you. That's great. Doris Comp saying, hey, Carrie, good to see you. Nina's checking in. Cheers from Nina at Premia. Yes, Nina, stay put. Sherelle Kilgore is going to be on here as well. Hit that like button as well, y'all. Send us some love out here to Frisco. Sharon saying Ben equals fun. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what? Mike Falia saying Jets in the shop, Ben. Got to go with a whiskey mule. Well, stay safe out there, Mike. That's one vote for a whiskey mule, Adrian. And then we have Sharon saying have a Paloma. Hey, Aaron Flores. We got a vote for one vote for a Paloma today as the cocktail of the day. We got a round of applause for that one, Sharon. I know how you feel about the Paloma. Sharon saying, Sherelle Kilgore, I had to miss this one. I'm in DFW next week. I'd love to see your pretty face. All right, this is a family show, y'all. Take it offline. This is great. Having a lot of fun. Express corporate housing in the house. So much fun. You know, here's what I think is going to happen with this whole moving thing. And you tell me if I'm crazy. This is one of our favorite games to play here on the show is Am I Crazy? And I think there's going to be a real a shift in who handles the corporate business going forward, because you got Home Safe Alliance who's winning this house. You know, they have this military business for many, many years to come. And you've already seen some major agents like Interstate Van Lines. It was announced, signed up to be a North American agent, right?
Correct. Yep.
Joined the blue team there, right? I saw a Mayflower agent, big time. I think it was Blue Chip Moving. His name's Duty. I forget his first name out there. Anyway, I think he signed to be an allied agent, right? And I think you're going to see them haul a lot of military shipments. There's 440,000 shipments, right? And I'd say 2/3 of those are domestic, probably. I'm guessing. That's a guess. That's a guesstimate. And you're going to see a lot of that being handled, and there's going to be some really good pricing on that. And then you're going to see a lot of folks who were hauling military, to your point, a lot of independents, a lot of smaller van lines, a lot of kind of regional players, whatever, who are either going to decide, I think, to kind of join that system and start to service that business, or they're going to decide, you know, I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to zag a little bit. I'm going to go after the corporate COD market, you know? And so you're going to see a lot of new entrants in this. So I think the chairs are going to kind of rearrange a little bit.
We think that's going to happen as well. And that's the difficult part of trying to predict what our strategy is going to be coming out of 2023 and going into 2024. So, you know, we're working real hard on that right now. And hopefully by the time we get 3/4 of the way through the year, we'll have a strategy together.
Well, and I think that reshuffling of capacity, that friction and uncertainty and up in the airness of it all, I think is going to have a near-term impact on pricing, because I think price is going to jump because people are like, where's the truck? You know, I got to get a truck, you know, and it's going to create a little tumult, which I think is going to be a spike. It's going to feel like a near-term capacity shortage as things get kind of realigned and rearranged. So I think that's really interesting. Sherry Venecia says, interesting convo. The moving companies I've spoken to are advising that we still need to plan ahead, anticipating a busy season this year. I hope she's right.
I think she is.
We need a good peak.
That's
there.
what we're seeing.
Yeah. Now let me switch gears with you real quick here, Mark. Let's talk about NTRP here. So tell folks what is your role within NTRP?
Well, my role now and has been for the last several years is taking care of the website. And I think a lot of people know that I do that. People, when we have meetings like this one, the one we're had luncheon we have tomorrow, have difficulty getting registered, or yourself, for example, tried to register after registrations were closed.
Hey, now we don't got to
registrations were shut down and closed, and but you know, we like you, and so we wanted to make sure you got registered.
There's an exception,
but I take care
lazy, likable people.
I take care of the majority of those things. I try to keep our website up to date so we can keep all of our members informed so that they know what's going on. And that's been my role for the last several years. Wasn't the role I started with, but that's the one I've kind of been stuck with for the last.
That's one of the toughest things, right? Because I mean, I don't believe you're a web developer in your day job.
No, I am not. So we
have to wear these funny hats sometimes, don't we?
Yeah. Well, you know, nowadays you can get off-the-shelf platforms that are not too hard to navigate, and it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of work. We just had something blow over.
We need a little bit more. We need some assists here.
Need some assistance here, please.
The good Lord took out our NTRP sign here. We're gonna get that set back up. We're gonna have a cameo from super producer Adam there. Very cool. Hit that like button. Let's give super producer Adam a round of applause here in the comments
Nice
there
job.
for making it happen. Adam, thank you so much. Doing all the things as we all do here. No, that's very cool. Now, let me ask you this: why do you think people should join NTRP and attend these meetings?
I think NTRP is a great organization. It is an organization where you can get continuing education. You know, our luncheons provide GMS and CRP recertification credits, great networking with great people. There are opportunities to give back through, for example, at the meeting tomorrow, we'll be awarding scholarships to students. So
That's exciting.
So there's opportunities to give back, that kind of thing, and you've been involved in that, of course, in the past.
Yeah.
And so there's a lengthy list of reasons to be a part of NTRP and to participate. So
love it. Yeah, I agree. And that scholarship thing's a real heart tug, you know, and it's so cool to see those kids, and they're so smart, you know. They have such bright futures.
Right.
And I didn't realize this, and this is squarely within relocation and global mobility. And it's relocation because in order to qualify for the scholarship, you have to have moved in your high school career, but also global mobility because all three of the recipients last year were first or second generation immigrants. And what I didn't realize is if you are a like from another country, you know, we've heard of in-state and out-of-state tuition.
Right.
Well, then there's out-of-country tuition, and they don't get financial aid at all because financial aid is federal. FAFSA is federal, right? Pell Grant, Stafford Grant, all that stuff is federal. So they get a higher rate than even out-of-state tuition, and they get absolutely no federal financial aid. So they rely on the scholarships from organizations like NTRP to be able to pursue that dream. And I tell you what, I follow them on LinkedIn now. These kids, freshmen. One of them started a business already.
Oh, wow.
One of them's going to Harvard. I mean, really bright young people. So, anyway, I'm pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, definitely bright young people. And there are other things that we do to give back to the community. So you know, there is a lengthy list of reasons to be part of NTRP.
Yeah, so I agree. Register, get involved. If you're in Dallas, get down here because we're having a great time. Also, get in the comments. I want to know what questions, comments you have. If you have a drink that you would like to recommend, put it in there. We're taking votes. I think we got a couple votes here going on, and I will order one of those by the end. And also, look, my dad's checking in. Dan from Tulsa is in the house.
Who's from Tulsa?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
And both of my siblings went to OU. What do you think about that?
Really?
What do you think about them apples?
Wow. Well, I had two siblings go to OU.
Yeah.
Neither one of them are named Bruce.
We got
Deborah and Deanna. My
That's
two
awesome.
sisters both
Are
graduated.
you from Tulsa?
No, I'm from the Oklahoma City area.
Oklahoma City?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So, but I did go to OU. I did.
Very nice. Yeah.
Mhm.
Boomer Sooner. And then we got David Yakum checking in. Says, as far as consumer sales, I see a lot. This is about moving here. I see a lot of quotes for June and July, booking them from Southern California. I think 2023 volume will exceed 2022. Wow. Bold claim. Hit that like button. Let me know. Mark, thank you so much for being here. We've got Aaron Flores coming up from Southbound Relocation. Let's give Aaron a round of applause here, people. Let's go. Hit that like button. Get in the comments. I can't stand up, dude. I'm in shot. Just sit your butt down. Let's go, man. Let's get into it, man. Once I get planted, I'm like a tree, man. You can't dig me up and start putting me other places.
That makes two of us.
All right. Whoa.
That makes two of us.
It's whipping around here. I think we got more people watching us live than we got online here, but that's okay. Hey, if you're watching us live, also watch us online. Hit that like button. Get in the comments. Trick the algorithm into saying we're cool. Tyler, I'm looking at you. Get online here. Check in with us.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Aaron Flores, Southbound Relocation. Get in there tight.
I got it. How you doing?
You look good, man.
I got the haircut today. Got the
I'm not
fade
even
today.
drinking yet. You look good.
Man, thank you, sir.
I'm like zero palomas in. Feeling it.
I mean, we can do that later.
Yeah.
We'll definitely
get in
do
the
that later.
comments. If you want to ask Aaron a question, give Aaron a shout out. If you know Aaron, worked with Aaron, heard of Aaron, saw his face on a poster at the, in a government building, get in the comments. Let us know. Aaron, let people know, what do you do with NTRP?
This is my second year on NTRP on the board.
God bless.
Very grateful. I am charged with social media and communication.
Nice. And how can people support the social media and communications of NTRP?
So glad you asked that question. You can always like, comment, and share any of our posts. But we're looking to grow the group. We're expecting a larger crowd today. I'm pumped.
Yo,
We're expecting almost 70 people here.
this venue is really dope. I know it's not in Dallas proper, but y'all have really done a nice job of setting us up for some success tonight.
This is only the start. We have some bigger things coming. We're gonna do crazier venues, better venues, hidden gems. We got a lot of stuff on the works.
Honestly,
we're pumped.
I feel your energy this year. I feel your fingerprints on the organization this year, because
Thank you.
I know you're a very
Thank you.
vibrant person. You like to have fun, which is why we connect, right?
Yep.
And Aaron, I will tell you, Aaron's like the mayor of Dallas. He knows all the hidden gems, all the neighborhoods, all the best apartment communities, places to live, places to eat, have fun. So definitely get in touch with Aaron if you got any questions. Aaron, I got a question for you, man.
What's up,
I got
man?
my team here. We want to go have some dinner later, have a good time.
Okay.
What do you recommend, Aaron?
And what's my radius here? What are we talking?
Man,
we're
you got
talking
like 10,
5,
you got a
10,
10-minute radius.
a 10-minute radius?
We don't. So in Texas, you measure distance and time. Just so y'all know that, okay?
I would go to Koreatown off of Josie and George Bush Turnpike and Josie. You have 2 shopping centers. You have probably about 40 restaurants to choose from.
What
Korean bar,
city is this? What municipality are we talking about?
Carrollton. So not too far. Good food.
Hey, what's the best Korean barbecue in Carrollton?
They're all good. There's tons of them.
Is
There.
there one
There's
that
like
comes
40
to mind?
restaurants there. Honestly, I couldn't tell.
All
There's
right.
too many.
Because Adrian, where did we have lunch on Monday? Korean barbecue in Carrollton.
And where was it? Where was it? Okay, in that area.
In that shopping center.
I'm telling you.
It was called like Gen, like Generation, like Gen.
There's so many good places there.
Oh, it's sick, dude. We had like so much bulgogi.
They have one restaurant there that does ramen, but it's half Korean, half Japanese. So you have all the spices from both cultures. It's
All right,
amazing.
put this in the comments. If you're watching this right now, please support. What's your favorite type of Asian cuisine? Is it Korean? Is it Thai? Is it Vietnamese? Is it Japanese? Are you just like a tried and true Chinese takeout person? Are you put it in there? I want to know. Let me know. What's your favorite kind of Asian cuisine?
Asian cuisine, I'm going to go with Deji bulgogi, which is a pork bulgogi.
Spicy pork bulgogi?
The spicy pork bulgogi. I love that. Pho.
Pho?
I mean,
pho's not even my favorite Vietnamese noodle dish. I like
what is
that
yours?
boon, that vermicelli boon
Oh.
with the roast pork and the little chopped up egg rolls on top.
Yes.
With the cilantro on
Yes,
it. Oh, way.
2 times.
Anyway,
2 times. 2 times. So I gotta tell you,
What's up?
since you're a fan of Jimmy's,
Yes. Oh,
Jimmy's, I gotta tell you what I did. So we did.
tell me about Jimmy's real quick though, just so you know.
So Jimmy's is just outside of downtown Dallas, but it's traditional, old school Italian store, but also
It's
does
a
sandwiches.
deli,
It's
pork
a deli.
store.
You can get everything you want there.
Yes.
But my mom was requesting some Italian food for Easter, so I busted out and went to Jimmy's.
Nice.
So I did veal saltimbocca.
Veal saltimbocca.
I did some sausage and peppers.
Sausage peps. Yep.
But I had extra veal cutlets the day after, so I did veal parmesan the
Veal
next day.
parmesan.
I have pictures. I got to show you the pictures.
Nice.
But I'll show you after.
Mike Falia, best Italian food. Mike, name that. Mike saying bao buns in here. I love a good bao bun.
Yes.
You know, especially with like a Peking duck. We went to Kieran Palace. I don't know why I say Kieran. We went to Kieran Palace over in Richardson. Peking duck carved to the table in the bao buns with the hoisin, with the scallions.
Yes.
Ooh, creepy. All right. It was good. It was good. This is awesome. Tell people how they can follow and stay in touch with NTRP socials.
So we have an Instagram page, and then obviously our biggest our biggest component is LinkedIn.
Yes.
That's where we reach out to all the people that we're supplying compelling information with what we're trying to do with our conferences and the luncheon tomorrow, having different corporates come in and talk about different topics. So we're trying to bring as much value as we can to our industry.
I love it. And
Yes.
this is David Jakob says, am I tuned into the Relo Food Network, the RFN? Yes, you are, David.
I mean,
and you're welcome.
And we could do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that.
Y'all don't pay for this, so you get what you pay for, okay? Nothing. Mike Falia, eggplant parm, and my wife's meatballs. You got to say that. You got to shout out the wife in case she's watching on LinkedIn, Mike. No, eggplant parm. I love eggplant. I think eggplant parmesan is probably the most slept on Italian dish out there.
Is it your favorite?
I will get that over meat. There are so few times I will order a vegetable over a meat. And eggplant parmesan, I will have it over chicken parm. I love veal parm, but I still would prefer eggplant parm over. I would eat eggplant parm cold the next day, out the fridge, 34-degree eggplant parm.
You got to be delicate with it because when it's chewy, it's nasty.
No, I won't make it at home. There's something about
okay,
making it in a restaurant that it's never chewy. I make it at home and it's trash. And you got to, you know what it is? You got to salt it and sweat it out like crazy.
I think you're right.
You got to just get all that out of it.
Well, I'll go back and say the cutlets I got from Jimmy's were beyond good.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
They probably, if they soak it, like they probably brine it in like a milk or something. It
was amazing.
Okay, we got a question for you, Chris Murphy. Thank you for the question, Jaw. Appreciate you. Chris Murphy says, lived in Manila for 6 years and need Aaron's recommend locally for good Filipino food.
Man,
he's digging in the crates.
Yeah, he's trying to stump me.
He's just rearranging his sunglasses like, yeah.
I may be stumped here.
Lumpia Larry's.
I may be stumped. I don't have an answer for him. I'm sorry.
Honestly,
I'm
Chris,
sorry. I'm sorry.
My
man, I'm sorry.
Filipino is like the only Asian food that like I just don't really rock with. Like I would like to rock with it. Chris, if you want to take me to lunch, you could teach me.
Us.
If you want to take us to lunch, listen, it's gonna be a big bill, Chris. So bring the black card, but we will explore the comprehensive encyclopedic knowledge of Filipino food from A to Z. And we can broadcast it too. It'd be fun. I mean, that'd be fun.
I'm game. Let's do it.
We're supposed to do a live like a lunch thing.
I've thrown this out there. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Let's do it.
I mean,
what's stopping? Is it on me?
Let's have a big lunch. We'll showcase the restaurant. We'll bring the owner out.
Oh, I love
and we'll have a nice lunch.
Like bring the owner out, you know?
Some sausage and peppers.
Little sausage and peps, you know what I mean? A couple chairs from the back.
Or I mean, if you want me to throw down in the kitchen, I mean, I'll go to Jimmy's to cook and we can do it at my place.
We could do a cooking show. Let me ask you, speaking of your place, I know that you are not only the mayor of Dallas, unofficial, pre-elect, but you are also the foremost rental expert in Texas. Full disclosure, when I moved to Texas, I called Aaron and he hooked me up he's not only just downtown Dallas, he hooked me up with a dope house in the suburbs, a great school district, all the things, you know, community pool, all of it. I'm extraordinarily fortunate to have had his assistance finding that place.
Thank you.
But what is the rental market like right now in Dallas? I've heard it was super hot, but now is it cool? Is it not? What's going on?
It's pretty interesting. When we're talking multifamily apartments, you have a lot of product coming that's being delivered this year. So you may see slight drops. What you're also seeing is specials, because once properties go below a 91, 92% occupancy, that's when they start kicking in your specials. So
91 or 92% occupancy triggers specials. I did not know that.
Right. And so that's when, you know, we'll double down on our phone calls when we're working with transferees and try to find them the best deal. But that's also not everything you want to look at. I mean, you're going to get a good deal, but we want to make sure it's the right place for them. On top of that, you know, it's all the better. So multifamily, you'll see is stagnant pricing, maybe a little drops, but a lot of specials up front because they want to make their money on the back end. So you'll see a lot of 14, 15, 16 month leases. So they give you that 6 weeks up front for free.
Oh, but then they
Yeah.
make it a longer term. Oh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And do they also try to get you into like an off seat, like into a like your lease terminates in the summer when they can relet it easy or something like that? Is there a strategy about getting that lined up?
It's really all dependent on what their lease structure looks like on when people are leaving. So they'll play it out. So if they have a lot of people leaving a certain month, they'll stretch it out and make everybody start doing longer lease terms to get out of that month.
What advice would you give to people looking for a rental in Dallas, but also just in general in a big city from a Relo perspective?
I think, well, number one, you should use southbound relocation. That's the given.
How many? What markets do you service?
Right now in Texas, and we have
all of Texas.
All of Texas, and we have a partner that we're working with in Tennessee. But we're looking to expand.
Nice.
But going back to your question, as far as renting, I think there is a little illusion with a lot of the websites out there, like your apartments.com and rent.com and stuff like that. So you have a lot of people that are using lump sums, and they're like, oh, well, I can find a place, really, really easy. But that's not the case, because the advertising that goes up on those websites may not be the right fit for them. But on top of that, trying to get a hold of the property for the questions that you need answered are not always listed on those websites. So you do need help. I mean, at the end of the day.
That's so funny, because I've fallen victim of that, right? I'll get on apartments.com or something like that and just think, oh, every apartment's got to be here. It's apartments.com, and the prices I see must be accurate. I don't know why I think that when I talk to relocation professionals, and every single vertical from housing to moving, and they all tell me what you read on the internet is BS.
Absolutely.
And they're full of scams.
100%.
And yet for some reason, as a consumer, I fall into the same traps. So they just got to pick up the phone and call you.
They just need to work with us.
Wow.
We'll do the hand holding, and then, we take them out to dinner.
And you take them out to dinner.
That's how
we do it.
Sausage and
peps.
A little sausage and peppers.
Bada bing, bada boom.
You like your new apartment? Let's go get something to eat.
Hey, bing bong. All right. So, all right, wait. I can talk to you all day, man. I really could. And we got to do this again soon, sometime. And we definitely got to have a Paloma soon.
We're doing a Paloma tonight.
Let's do a Paloma now, because we got requests for Palomas. Let's get a Paloma going. If you don't mind getting the time started, I'll cover it.
No, you do your thing. I'll go get us a drink.
My man.
Thank you for having me.
You gotta love the service here. Aaron Flores, Southbound Relocation, everybody. And next we have Sherelle Kilgore coming up from Premium Mortgage. Hello, everybody. Sherelle in the house.
Heaven help me.
How you doing? It's so good to see you. Bring it in.
So good to see you, Ben.
Doesn't it feel so spring-like? It's summer.
Does.
I feel like we kind of match.
We do. We
notice
coordinated.
that we got the orange and the blues going on.
Well, it was that text this morning. You were like, "Hey, put on these colors."
Yes.
I was like, "I got you, Ben."
I actually got the memo here.
Oh, you need me to get closer?
Yeah, sometimes we do. We got to be. Well, we got I don't know what. We got 90s grunge playing. I don't know what this is. But how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
I'm pumped about this event.
It's going to be so good. This venue is pretty incredible.
This venue is insane. I go to Grandscape from time to time. I've been over
here
to
Shields.
I've never been inside Shields.
Dude, you got to go to Shields. They got a Ferris wheel inside there.
I know, but there's a Ferris wheel in the parking lot too. It confuses me. There's two Ferris wheels at the same place.
We took my son to Shields, and both of my boys play baseball, and they fit him for a baseball bat. They have a batting. It's not a batting cage.
I always just got the biggest one, and then I struck out all the time. Is that not the right way to fit a baseball bat?
Apparently not, because this baseball bat was pretty pricey, but it fit him. He swung it well. It was balanced the right way. The guy walked him through. It's the Neiman Marcus of sporting goods.
Yeah.
For real.
Who
has that Relo account? We need to talk to them.
Who's got that Shields business out here? That's got to be a lump sum. Stop playing. Shields is a lump sum.
Probably
sorry,
so.
I don't know if you Shields people are watching. I'm sorry. You have a great product. Never been inside, but I hear it's great. My wife's like, we got to go to Shields, honey. We got a Sunday. We got to go to Shields. I'm like, I'm not trying to go to the Neiman Marcus for T-ball bats. Because my kid's 4, and we're literally get on the field and just lay down and not run.
Their prices aren't bad.
Okay. You said Neiman Marcus.
It's service.
It's
they have people that take care of you.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Sherelle, I want to. I mean, everybody knows Sherelle, so for me to introduce Sherelle seems a little bit redundant. But could you tell people what you do for NTRP?
So this year and next year, I am vice president of North Texas Relocation Professionals. I also serve with the fine Faye Hawksworth at HRP.
Wow.
So I've got my hands in both areas, but
Yes.
NTRP, we are kind of shaking things up a little bit and
Yeah.
moving outside of the hotel. Part of that was your recommendation too. So
Well, this
good
is
job,
the
Ben.
whole other direction, and I love it.
yeah,
I tell you what,
it's
this
good.
is great. And we got Nina Arnay saying, "Go Sherelle, go Sherelle." I'm putting
She's
my
my
own
best
spin on it.
cheerleader.
Go Sherelle, go Sherelle. I saw y'all in Omaha accepting that award. By the way, that was awesome.
Yes, I love to win awards.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, if the option is win awards or don't, I mean,
Well, think
you
about
always
it.
wanna win
As
that
an
award.
adult, there are very few opportunities in grown-up life
Yes.
that you win awards.
Yes.
And so when you have a great service, when you have a great team and it's recognized, it's like a really big deal. Thankfully, those folks in Omaha tolerate my silliness of taking selfies up on the stage. But when do you get that view? Seriously.
I respect that, 'cause that you got to do that. How long? Because you don't know the next time you're gonna be. I mean, it's probably for you. It's probably every year. But for the rest of us, if we get up there, we don't know when we're coming back. And did you get 2 awards that night?
We got 2 awards last year. We got 2 awards the year before. Yes.
Dang,
Yes,
who's
we
your
did.
proposal writer? We gotta. That's
Yeah.
we gotta. Wow.
Yeah.
This
It's
is great.
pretty good.
Nina. I know Nina's proud of you. I talked to her in Omaha, and she was gushing actually about how much she loves you. Jean is also gushing about Sherelle.
I
Everyone
love
loves
Shauna
Sherelle.
too. She's so
Francine
sweet.
Dresty. Hi, Sherelle Kilgore. She is the
Aw.
absolute best. Thank you,
I
Francine.
love Francine.
Francine's awesome too. We got some amazing people
We
in this
do.
business. By the way, our viewership spiked when you came on. Can we talk about that for a second?
I might have sent out some notifications. I might have
There
and
you go.
said, hey, tune in.
Hit that like button and let people know that you're watching right now. We're at the 5 o'clock Eastern hour right now, 4 o'clock Central. It's 5 o'clock
Hi,
somewhere.
Scott.
Chappie in the house. Hi, Ben and Sherelle. Sorry I'm not there, but see you tomorrow. Yeah, get on over
Looking
here.
forward to it.
Johnny Marsh. Always nice
I
to
love
see
John
Sherelle.
Marsh.
She's good people.
He's so sweet.
Scott saying congrats on the award. Very well deserved.
Aw.
Isn't that cool? Look at Aaron just showing
So
off his
you
haircut.
brought
You
Ben a Paloma, but I didn't get one.
I didn't know what you want.
Muchas gracias.
Dang.
Senor Flores. Would you like? You can have the first sip if you like. Oh, we got
Oh, I get a
those
Paloma too. Cheers.
Salud.
Mm.
Whoa,
With the tahine.
that is tart.
It is very tart.
Tart. Oh my God. I'm spitting on my laptop. Josh, what up, Ben and Sherelle? Yes. What's up, Josh? How you doing? That is a tart Paloma.
That is. It
Woo.
is. Must be real grapefruit juice.
Squeeze that thing over there. Okie dokie then.
We need some water.
Yeah, I need a little agua here. That Paloma slaps.
So what do you want to know?
I want to know. You like my
I
little
like
balloons?
those. I like
I got
those.
these in London from Stan Smith. No,
Oh.
what's the name of the place? Paul Smith.
Paul
Stan Smith's
Smith.
different.
Can y'all see those? It's hot
You
air
like my little-
balloons.
Can you
It's
I don't
pretty
know.
cool.
You can't see them. They're pretty
Ben's,
nifty. I'll put it on.
Ben's styling. He's
Well,
got his.
We'll put it on Love and Relo's
Monogram.
Instagram. We'll put it on Love and Relo's Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know I can't buy off the rack, girl. You know how it is. And it's not because I'm fancy. I mean, I am. But it's just I don't have options like that, okay? So, Lee Husky jeans only go up to a certain age bracket, okay? Before I got to go figure out
That's
something more
fantastic.
sustainable here.
Am I supposed to be looking there
Jean-
or at
you're
your
supposed to look
computer?
over here.
Oh,
Jean
okay.
is saying rocking
Sorry.
the Spanish
Hi,
pen.
Shauna.
Gracias. I'm trying un poquito. No, but what I want to hear is I want to talk about mortgages just a little bit.
Oh, all right.
Because every time I go to get coffee at work, I go past the computer that gives me news headlines.
Yes.
And interest rates are all that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, like, what's new in interest rates and mortgages that people need to know about?
Well, so, of course, everybody knows interest rates are up over where they were this time
Say
last
what?
year. Yeah, of course. But the interesting thing is, Fed announced a week and a half ago, a quarter point bump in their interest rate, and mortgage rates actually went down. So
How is that possible?
because mortgage rates are not tied to the Fed.
Like loosely tied.
They're mortgage-backed securities, so they're sold on the stock market. They are not directly tied to banks the way that, in the 50s, maybe they were. It's not that way anymore. So rates are just hovering in the sixes. I was reading an article yesterday that anticipates rates could actually go down by the end of the year, which I would very much welcome. But then you have some economists that are saying, we still don't have inflation under control. So overall rates are going to go up. And as other rates go up, then costs of services will continue to keep them around that same level.
Yeah, this is super interesting. Scott's saying CPI report this morning worked in our favor this AM. Yeah. It seems to be like constantly developing news around this stuff. And I also saw some this afternoon on my jaunt to the coffee machine that said that the Fed was thinking about actually not raising their interest rates anymore because they felt like maybe inflation was starting to taper off.
Right.
And because of some of the bank failures out there, they didn't want to kind of go too hard in the paint with these interest rate raises.
Well, they went pretty hard, pretty fast.
They went hard.
And it went
and just
like,
keep, and then bang, and bang. And then every 2 weeks, it's like another one. Whoa.
Yeah.
What's
So they're pumping the brakes.
But now we get to do that kind of that soft landing,
yes.
right? It's like let's raise the interest rates enough where inflation starts to chill, and then everybody starts to kind of freak out a little bit,
right?
And then we can kind of now we can ease them down. I have a feeling that I have no basis for this statement whatsoever, other than a podcast that I have to say I think they're going to come down this year, and I think it's going to happen before the fall. I think we're going to see some of it even at the tail end of the summer, and maybe start a little bit of a buying frenzy in the housing market.
So
I'm sitting on the sidelines and I'm ready to buy in August.
Right now, we are
for.
seeing inventories are starting to tick up a little bit in some markets. So where it was so contentious to buy a home in certain markets, now that has kind of softened a little bit. The prices have kind of hit that max. And while we're not seeing huge declines in home values, we are seeing there's still an increase in value, but it's not 20% like it was during COVID. Yeah. It's not crazy like it was then. So from that perspective, I think it's definitely going to bring back those first-time buyers for sure. And those are the people that don't have the 2% or 3% interest rates. I don't know about you. I bought my first house in 1990. I'm aging myself. In 1998, we bought our first house and my interest rate was 6.25. So we're back to that, and that was normal. So we're kind of in that normal stage now.
Well, speaking of Omaha, when I was interviewing Randy Wilson on the show, maybe a year ago, maybe not quite a year ago, she brought out a chart.
Oh.
That started in the year I was born, 1982. God bless, because that's why I love talking to people who have been doing this for a lot longer than me.
Yeah.
Because they bring that kind of perspective, right, to the table. And they're like, all right, whippersnapper, let me take you back a little bit.
Yes.
And she showed us on the chart, and it was like, down to basically like nothing.
Yep.
And then bump up, right? And I'm like, 18%. You're right, 100% right. 18%.
Yeah. Could you imagine? But
what would a payment be? Well, that's why everybody lived in those little houses back then.
They did.
And now we have these mega mansions.
Yes.
and everybody's got 3,500 square feet. It feels
Well,
like.
and we all work from home, so
And
we
we all
need
work
that
from home.
office, and the spouse or the partner needs their own office, and
Yeah.
the kids need a player. Yeah, we need these sprawling mansions.
We all need to not ever see each other in our homes, okay? Because we all want to be alone, but air conditioned.
Yes, definitely air
That's
conditioned.
why everybody's got big houses. But I can't imagine what a 3,500 square foot home back then with an 18% mortgage would have
Yeah,
been like. In a good
it would have
neighborhood.
been pretty substantial. But by contrast, if you think about what home values have done versus the interest rate, so we've traded the payment perspective. We had those 20% increases in home value, so you're paying more for the homes, where back then cost of lumber was cheaper, cost of durable goods was cheaper. So everything was more affordable back then, and you just had this higher interest rate. And a lot of those people, as soon as they could refinance, they did.
Yeah. Really interesting.
Yeah.
We got a couple more comments here.
Okay.
There's definitely signs of inflation. Inflation's cooling. A lot of pressure on the Fed to cease the hikes. Let's hope they read the signs. If that they truly pause Q3, that would be great. I think the consensus that a recession is coming. When that comes, in my opinion, the rates will come down. Sadly, a recession can be painful for a lot of people. I think there was positive growth in Q1. Recession is negative growth 2 quarters in a row. So if Q2 we have negative growth, Q3 we have negative growth, that would be a recession. And then we would start to see rates come down maybe in Q4 then potentially. So, I mean, who knows? But I'm not an economist, but it's fun to play one. That's why I wear a suit. I can pretend to be an economist sometimes.
There you go. There you go.
This is a lot of fun, and we could hang out,
Yeah,
chatting interest rates. And
we could.
Palomas.
Paloma.
Interest rates and Palomas would be a great
It would.
premium podcast
It
name, by the
would.
way.
It would. Yes.
I think you could pull it off too.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, work on
Is
that.
it time for
I
our
think
friend?
it's time for, and I mean, we really saved the best for last today.
Yes, truly the best.
Madam
for last.
President.
Madam President.
Madam President.
Woo!
Patience Hawley from Impact Group, everybody. Big round of
Thank you,
applause.
Ben.
Get in there. See you later, Sherelle. Oh, wow. And they got your theme song coming. Oh, this is great. We got Thunder herself here. Patience Hawley, get in there.
Am I
Bring
in
it in.
there
Get in
close
tight there.
enough?
It is so good to see you.
Hi there.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing
Madam
good. I'm
President?
doing good. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
NTRP president and Impact Group. Patience Hawley, it's so good to be here. This is a beautiful event.
It is a beautiful event on a beautiful day in Dallas.
We're blessed, aren't we?
Oh
Isn't it
my
gorgeous
God.
here?
We're in the 70s,
Oh,
mid 70s.
a nice little easy breezy
Nice
70.
breeze. It's nice out here.
Oh, I think the UV index is like 5.5. You know,
You feeling it?
Yeah, this is like almost like that island kind of feel. Like you just get that little. Oh goodness. This is great. I got to tell you, I'm loving the vibe and where NTRP is headed, and I just wanted to tell you that.
Good.
And I think
Thank
that your
you.
leadership and vision has been instrumental in that. Why don't you tell people a little bit about some of how the way NTRP is growing?
Well, it is growing, and thank you for recognizing that, and thank you for saying that. I always say I like to build from our history and go forward. So we've listened to our membership. We had a survey not too long ago, and they just shared some of their ideas and some of the direction and kind of how they wanted us to evolve. So we are laser focused as the board in trying to make sure that we are bringing value, that we're bringing content, that we're bringing fun,
Yes.
like today in this
Yes.
beautiful, beautiful Texas sunshine.
Yes, and thank you for having us here and letting us do
Thank you.
wild and crazy stuff like live podcasts from
Thank
this
you.
cool deck. And you know what else I got to give you applaud you for too, from a leadership perspective. When you came in and kind of assumed the president role, and let's be honest, these are volunteer positions,
Yes.
right? And so any of this discretionary effort that we can muster and the way that our companies support us here, is always appreciated from a membership perspective. But you did something that I thought was just fantastic that I haven't seen done, serving on the boards of regional relocation and gosh, for over a decade. But you had some strategy meetings in the beginning in Q1 where it was like, or maybe it was even Q4, it's December, January timeframe. And you really challenged everyone to think differently and even brought in some outside facilitators. What was that process like, and what did you learn, and what was some of the realizations from that process?
Actually, we did, and it was Q4, and you were there. We had probably the majority of the board to show up because we really wanted to make sure that we were listening, that we had a strategy, that we had. Where are you going?
You're good. Okay. I'm sending hand signals over here.
I'm like, okay. So we had a strategy. We were listening to our membership, and we had our goals in place. We had things that we could tie back our strategies to.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
I'm trying to turn patience levels up over here.
Oh, I'm not talking. Is that better?
I'm trying to send hand signals over here, and I'm getting hand signals back. And anyway.
Okay. So we were talking about the strategy, and yes, we did. We had really good participation. It was a very open and honest dialogue. There were some areas that we needed some strength in.
Yeah.
There were some things that we were doing that was not working.
Yep.
So we decided to, wash the steak clean, take another look, and we're coming up with not just content, but we also think you can have fun.
Yeah.
And you can learn.
Yeah.
So that's the combination that we're going for this week.
Yeah, I love that. I think those two things can coexist. And frankly, I think they coexist beautifully. And sometimes I've seen meetings that were all learning, no fun, and people are kind of and then they're all fun and no learning. People are like, I can't justify this. And I think it's really great to kind of blend the two.
Trying to do a balance.
Artfully. And this is great. Like tonight's going to be fun and tomorrow's going to be learning.
Exactly.
And we're kind of giving people both in a really nice way. You want to tell people about the event tomorrow?
Well, I'm excited about our scholarship luncheon, and you worked on scholarships last year, and
you gave me a lot of leadership, a lot of mentorship on that.
So tomorrow is we'll be awarding scholarships. We're very excited about that. We have new board leaders that are using that platform, so they're putting their spin on it. We also have a corporate panel on tomorrow, so we have 4 corporate advisors that will be coming and sharing content. We're talking about be the exception, and how do we do that? How do we excel? How do we do that in our participation with NTRP and then our participation with our organizations as well?
I like that. Be the exception.
Let's do it.
I think if we're going to have influence in our organization, we have to be exceptional. We have to stand out,
Absolutely. And it's really not hard to do if we just focus on what it is that we do well and knock that out the ballpark. That's what we're trying to do.
That's really wonderful. If people are watching Patience and they are inspired and moved to get involved, what advice would you give them, or how can they get involved?
Get involved with NTRP. And I say that at all of our meetings when I'm doing announcements at the end, that we need you. We need your skill set. We need your ideas. We need your enthusiasm. And we're going to make it value packed. We need volunteers. And I've been with NTRP. Wow. I've been in the industry about 24 years. So I've probably been here at least 17, 18. And I was always volunteering. I just wanted to say, hey, just let me do something. Let me help. And then I started talking about how we could do things a little bit more effectively. Yeah. So number 1, raise your hand and volunteer. Yeah.
And I did that early on. And as a person who came new to Dallas, and been here 2.5 years, and I did the scholarship chair. And one of the things I also appreciate about you, Patience, is that you allowed me to contribute in the way that I wanted to. And it wasn't as like prescriptive, like you have to do it this way. You were like, well, how do you want to contribute? Where do you think you can add value? And I was like, well, I could do some cool podcast stuff, or I could do some, photos, some media, some promo videos. And like, that's not a position, but you allowed me to do that and engage in the way that, frankly, I felt like I could add the most value. And that was really cool. Because I'll be honest with you, I interface with a lot of organizations at different levels and different industries and everything. And they're not always as flexible. And I really appreciated that. So thank you for allowing me to
You're so cool.
be who I
so cool.
am,
And now that we're saying that, and this is going live, for those that are thinking about joining NTRP, bring your skill set. There's room for you.
Yes.
There's room for the talent, the way you do it originally. and to help our organization just be better. So we're very open to that.
And if people are watching this and maybe they're not registered for tomorrow and maybe they're not going to be in town for it, what is the next event that they should put on their calendar, make sure they make it to?
That's good because our calendar is packed, which is good. I think the next thing that's coming up is actually our social. We're kind of vacillating on where exactly we want to have it. Most of you all know that we're based in the DFW area, so there's so many venues that are exciting for us. But please go to NorthTexasRelocationProfessionals.com. Take a look at our calendar. The next thing that should be coming up is probably a board meeting, to be honest. And then there's an activity. And it's our social. It's our annual social.
Nice. Can't wait. Patience, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for making me feel so comfortable because you know I'm outside of my comfort zone.
Well, we all are, you know, and I love that about you. And this stuff ain't easy. It's weird. It's weird.
You make it look easy, though. You do.
Well, no, we have a lot of fun, and really it's about all y'all out there. So thanks y'all for watching. Thank you for being a part of the show. We wouldn't have a show without you, the audience. So thank you very much. Hit that like button one more time. And Patience, you want to have a final thought or anything you want to share with people before we sign off?
I just think the whole relocation industry is so vibrant, it's so engaging, it's so full of professionals that want to assist and have a certain level of expertise. We invite corporate clients to join in with us. We invite partners from every level so we can kind of mesh together and do a really strong, effective job in serving our constituents, the corporate clients, the RMCs. Just come on and join us. Consider NTRP.
I love it. I love it. I agree. And you get out what you give, right? So get
That's
more
right.
involved. Scott
That's
Chapman
right.
says, thanks for all you do, Patience. You are amazing.
Hi, Scott.